cartoon I ever
It was
seen.
the most
It's
movie.
The best movie I've ever seen.
It was the most movie.
It's the most movie I ever seen.
All right, are we ready?
I was born already.
We can't even see you in the camera, so it's just a
Yeah,
voice.
you can't see you. I see like your shirt.
Don't show me.
Hello, welcome to the movie review of Toy Story 4.
What did you eat tonight?
Mac and cheese.
For breakfast?
No, for lunch. Breakfast right now?
That's
Why is this a part of the review video?
I'm curious. And I'm hungry.
I had mac and... All right, yes, Marcial's here if you couldn't tell. We're gonna do the spoiler review because we have disagreements about the movie, so we can't talk about... Yeah, we can't talk about the disagreeing parts without spoiling the movie. So, spoiler alert.
It's all a dream.
As of right now, it's all a dream. Thanos snaps his fingers and kills them all.
Did we start the video?
Yeah, the video started.
Like 10 minutes ago.
Alright, so what are we talking about?
Alright, so let's start off with the beginning of the movie. That honestly was a beautiful scene for me. The scene is Andy playing with all the toys and then like kind of going through like time transitions when he's playing with the toys then to when he gives them away.
To fight Thanos.
So the beginning was very nice. They showed the whole Bo Peep getting sent away. That was basically that part.
Yeah.
Out of the good things, the animation was great. The voice acting was great. Key and Peele were hilarious. Keanu Reeves was just playing Keanu Reeves.
Yes, great casting on
Keanu Reeves
on
played the
those three.
stereotypical Keanu Reeves from like Bill and Ted.
Yeah. Key and Peele were in the movie as Key and Peele.
Pretty much as Ducky and Bear or something like that.
No, Ducky and Bunny. Bear.
Yeah, that was a bear. Right?
No,
that's a bunny.
That's a bunny.
Oh,
it's a very fluffy bunny.
that was a huge bunny.
Yeah, well, it looked huge.
Jared, I'm dying back here.
Hey guys, I'm editing the video right now, and as the video goes on, you'll notice that it becomes less of a review and more of a debate. Sorry about that. That was done intentionally, but unintentionally. You just want to head straight into the disagreement section?
What?
This is going to be an unpopular opinion. I did not like Bo Peep in this, and Buzz felt out of character in this movie to me.
Dude, he did!
Yeah, he did.
He continued to
he did feel
act
like I would definitely agree with you for that. They made him seem like he was more of the Buzz Lightyear
officer.
Yeah.
They made him seem like he was more of the Buzz from the first one.
Yeah, like, dude, he's a toy. Why is he still acting like this?
Yeah,
He
Buzz felt out of
already.
character.
Because after the growth from the second and third one, it's like he kind of just regressed back to like the first version.
Like,
Buzz acted like a dumb character that you would usually see, but he's not a dumb character.
Because
he actually played the oath.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he did everything. Like it almost seems like he was from the animated show, that Buzz Lightyear Star Command show that they used to show.
Oh yeah. Oh my goodness.
He seemed like that version.
Oh my goodness.
He was basically that version of Buzz.
That's so bad.
Sorry, I had
Bo Peep, I
actually liked her
actually
character because it
succeeded,
actually had a growth to her character arc.
A
and
change.
it made sense.
Like they made her change.
Because of everything that she kind of went through, and then feeling like how she was kind of just tossed aside, like cast out.
Yeah.
You know, she felt like after being there for her, you know, Molly all this time, and then just being there for her to grow up and to help her grow up, which is the whole point of these toys. You know, to be there for their children and stuff.
Which is why I didn't like the ending.
What do you... Okay, let's go. What do you mean?
All right, wait, hold on. Let's just finish this. Okay, so for Bo Peep, I understood the growth part. I don't know why. I felt like she was a jerk a few times.
Well, yeah,
like
she didn't want to change because
she didn't want to help Forky, but then it wasn't like she got just tossed out like Lotso in the third movie, where just like abandoned or whatever, then got replaced. Like Bo Peep, like she went through the whole phase just a little quicker than the other toys at the time. Just she was. Molly was done with her.
I can kind of disagree with that to an extent because I can understand like from her perspective, because it was like all of a sudden out of nowhere. It's like, okay, yeah, by the way, we're giving you and all these other toys because now you're like old enough, you don't need them anymore. Because it just like happened out of nowhere.
Because Molly grew out of the toys a lot quicker than Andy did.
Oh yeah, I mean.
No, he just kept them.
Yeah, like it was more of like
really
nostalgia.
Well, Molly was easily give stuff away, like Barbie in the third movie. She just didn't care, and then
because stuff like that.
But Andy
that was
actually loved his toys more than Molly.
He kept them because of the nostalgia of it.
Yeah.
remembering everything.
That's why I felt like it felt weird for Bo Peep. I mean, Bo Peep could have a grudge against Molly because she kind of.
Oh yeah, she does. She even says it in the film. It's in the film. She does have a grudge against her, which is why she doesn't want to be with other like kids. Like,
but ultimately, Bo Peep was like a very nice person. She was kind to everybody.
I mean, she still is the same Bo Peep.
I just
she's
felt
just
like
hardened.
she wasn't a character that you had to convince to help. I just felt like that was kind of a cliche that, oh, well, you need your help. Well, I don't want to help. Oh, what about this? Okay, I'll help. She didn't feel like
that's
that kind of.
That's where she is in her character.
She didn't feel like that kind of character where she was just like, oh, I don't want to help, and then we got to convince her to help. She didn't feel like that kind of person as the movie went on.
So it doesn't end up like Buzz Lightyear in the movie, where there's like really no growth, or it goes backwards instead of actually going forward, like in a progressional arc. To this point in time, with everything that she's been through and everything that she has basically experienced, she's like hardened now and stuff.
Movies that I didn't like about this one was with Bonnie and Woody. I understand where they were going, where Bonnie would probably rather play with Jessie because it's a girl toy. Girls usually play with girl toys. Boys usually play with boy toys.
Just moving on, tired of Woody.
But I understand where they were going.
With kids.
No, that's not.
She always preferred Jessie over Woody though from the beginning.
No, not that. It's
no.
Remember,
because when she on the Toy Story 3, when Andy gave her all the toys. The first toy she grabbed when Andy started playing
was
with
Woody.
him, it was Woody.
But that's because he was playing with Woody and he was like, oh yeah, doing a little drawstring thing.
No, but she loved Woody when she first got Woody. She always loved Woody. So it didn't make sense when she'd play with every toy except Woody. That didn't make sense.
That's because basically from that time, from when Andy gave it to her, from Toy Story 3 onward up to a certain point, that's probably the only toy she would play with. And so eventually she just got tired of playing with that particular toy and then moved on to other toys.
That didn't feel consistent though, because it wasn't like something where when Andy got Buzz, which Buzz was the new toy, and play with Buzz, but then Woody wasn't like entirely like neglected. He'd still play with Woody, not like making
the first
him
Toy Story. The whole point of that thing. That's what I mean.
No, but
the majority of that movie is the fact that he was neglected because of the new toy that everyone wanted on their shelves, Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah, but Andy had still played with Woody though, just not as much. But he would still play with Woody. He didn't like entirely neglect him. Even later on, he still played with Woody.
Yeah, but he didn't really play with them until like the very, very end of that film. Like it was at the very beginning. Then
he still came back to play with Woody though.
Yeah, but like in one little scene, and then he kind of just tossed it aside after Buzz came, and then from that point on, it wasn't until like the very end of that movie that he actually started to play with Woody again.
But he still played with Woody again. Didn't like entirely neglect Woody. Not like how they made Bonnie just entirely neglect Woody. Like take the badge off, put it on Jessie. Like he completely neglected Woody.
Not really.
Yeah.
Andy neglected Woody. Remember he was in the toy chest.
He just
he was sleeping.
No, that's what I mean.
No,
like,
I'm saying.
No, he's basically reinforcing my point.
Woody was in the toy chest with the other toys, but Buzz was out and about.
I know, but
he slept with Buzz. He didn't sleep with Woody.
Yeah, like it got to a point where he basically, it's sort of like what Bonnie did in this, where she locked him up in the closet.
To be fair, the closet wasn't really locked.
Yeah, I mean for a toy, you know.
If you think this whole movie was a retirement for Woody.
Yeah. The whole point of this movie was like the passing on the mantle in a way.
Yeah, exactly.
That's literally the whole point of the movie.
She took the chef star and put it on Jessie.
Because from the character growth,
like she was.
Sorry to keep it short.
It wasn't because she was a.
You talked enough, Matthew.
No,
it wasn't because. Shut up. It wasn't because she was a female doll. It was because they both are Western toys.
Yeah, they're like two halves of a whole.
Who else is going to be the chef?
I know.
That's why.
Another Western toy.
No, I know.
It was not because it's a
like a female or
also, can we discuss how the heck Bonnie's creating life? And why Forky can blink?
Because I like the fact that he actually knows that he's just like trash. Like when he first comes to life, like he's just
Pixar's first suicidal character.
He's like.
All right, so for the ending.
No, the ending to the movie.
No, how was the ending?
Because he's like, oh, I didn't like the ending.
How did you like the ending?
I liked it.
Yes, but why?
Okay, so
I liked it because it's a retirement for Woody, and I believe it was very necessary because Woody, ever since part 1 till actually part 4, still like even the ending, he's still helping other people. It was selfless. He thought of his owner. He thought of his child. He thought of the other toys. He thought of.
That's exactly why I liked it.
He thought of friendship, and it's a retirement because, like, in life, that's real. We retire, and we grew up watching these as kids. Toy Story 1, we're watching it as kids, and now we're adults. So it prepares us in life to, eventually we're gonna have to retire. Eventually we're gonna have to settle down, and that was what he done. He settled down with Bo Peep, still helping other kids and toys, but like, it was a balance, and I felt okay with it. I was like, wow, one day I'm gonna have to do this, and that's gonna be hard.
This is not gonna be popular opinion, but I did not like the ending of Toy Story 4. I didn't feel like it was accurate with the theme of Toy Story, which was sticking with the kid and always being there for their kid. I honestly didn't feel like it went that.
Actually,
part
Part 3 was about sticking together.
Yeah, with Andy.
No, not Andy. The group.
Well, they had to at that point.
Not because of Andy.
No. Okay, so I never got to get my point after that interruption. It's okay, Marcio. So I didn't get to get my full point on why I did not think the ending of Toy Story 4 was that great and why it was disappointing to me. Sorry about the very terrible lighting, by the way. And I'm sorry I keep interrupting this video. My whole point was that I didn't like the ending of Toy Story 4 because it defeated the whole purpose of what Toy Story is about the toy, sticking with the kid and being there for their child. And the only time where they actually leave their child in the Toy Story trilogy, when it was a trilogy, was when Andy gives away his toys, and that's when the toys are saying, oh, we're passed on now, we stick with Bonnie now. But they always stuck with Andy until that point when Andy gave them away. So the whole movie kind of set up for Woody to leave Bonnie at the ending. But I didn't think that was correct because, especially with Bonnie rejecting Woody entirely, which didn't feel right with Bonnie's character, that she would reject Woody. Then at the ending, Woody leaves Bonnie because she doesn't play with him anymore. And then Woody stays with Bo Peep and then leaves his kid. It didn't feel right that... excuse me. It didn't feel right that Woody would just leave his new owner like that. And they kind of set up for that. I noticed they set up for it, but it really did not feel like the Toy Story way. And I honestly think that the third one really just had a very satisfying ending. They could have just ended it with that. This sequel did not feel necessary. It didn't feel right. It didn't feel like Toy Story. It didn't feel like the Toy Story. Didn't feel like the Toy Story way. That's just what I thought about the movie, and that's why I didn't really like it that much. And that's just the point I wanted to make on there. It just didn't feel like Toy Story because they set up for something that Woody wouldn't really do, and they kind of gave excuses for people to say that it was okay for Woody to leave his child because his child neglected him. It kind of just gave excuses for Woody to leave his child, but that really did not feel like something Woody would actually do. And yeah, that's all I gotta say.
I'm gonna start with the low note, then you guys can end it with the high note.
Okay, wait. One more thing, and then I'm done interrupting. I'm done interrupting after this. One more thing. I'm sorry, I should stop doing this. Okay, I understand Matthew and Marcio's point of Woody staying with Bo Peep and all that, and that they're retiring Woody. I understand that. I just want to give my point of view that I don't feel like Woody would actually do that in the way of how Toy Story has run throughout all the movies. That I just want to say, I understand what I'm having a stroke. I understand Marcio Matthews' point, and my lighting is a lot worse than before. Okay, so that's it. Why am I doing this? I don't know. I don't know why I'm interrupting again. I'm sorry. We're doing a debate. We're just having fun debating about the movie. We get each other's points. I get their point. I just want to make my point of why I didn't like it. So that's it. Why'd I do this? I don't know why.
I'm gonna start with the low note, then you guys can end it with the high note. I'm gonna give it a 6. All right. What do you want? What are you gonna give it?
I give it an 8 because I didn't like Woody. Not Woody. Buzz.
Yeah.
They made him the oaf of the story, like the clown, the fool.
Yeah, they kind of, yeah.
That didn't fit. It didn't fit.
Like
Buzz.
they regressed
It did
his
not fit Buzz.
All right, so I guess I'm giving it the high score, obviously, but I'm giving it a 9 out of 10.
I thought you were gonna be like, I'll give it the highest score, 8.1.
No.
Thank you guys so much for watching,
and watch out for gangsters.